Yo, yo, what up? It's your girl Joy, the Hip Hop Power Font, and today we will be discussing the sun squaring off with Saturn. Yes, on none other than Sunday, May 28th, the sun will square off with Saturn, the planet of maturity, responsibility, discipline, law, order, and tradition. Okay, this aspect will peak at 6:46 a.m., and that's Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so right now we know that the sun is in the sign of Gemini. Okay, the sun is associated with the fifth house. Okay, it's all about what you can create. That is that Leo energy. Okay, and then you have a square. Okay, a 90-degree angle between the two celestial bodies. Now, squares are about reconciliation. It's easy to remember. It's kind of like squaring off, okay? Squaring off is obviously not something that we would want to have to do, but somebody's got to win, okay, between Saturn and the sun. Now, we know Saturn is associated with Capricorn, so it's all about your success in your image and how people see you, okay, and which is associated with none other than the 10th house of achievement, okay? Your midheaven is located here. So we have an air sign and a water sign. Air for Gemini, where the sun is now, and Saturn is all about Pisces energy right now. And so the struggle is being recognized for your talent, for your gifts. And so you can't kind of hold it in any longer. You want to be recognized. You want to get the accolades and the credit that you deserve for being able to express the talent that you have. Some people may have a knack for public speaking or a leadership role of some type. But sometimes maybe between the sun and Saturn, especially when they square off, your talent or your efforts may not be recognized early on. And so things might be heating up, so to speak. Okay. And so before things bubble over, you want to be able to handle this in the appropriate fashion. Okay. So we are using the Spice Box Tarot here on today. It is essentially the Black Rider-Waite Smith deck. Okay. Black is associated with Saturn. So let's get to it. I know some of you are probably like, why is she doing a reading on Wednesday for an aspect that's peaking on a Sunday? Well, I'm going out of town and I want to make sure that you all have what it is you need. I will not be back until next week, so you won't get a Sunday reading or a reading next Wednesday, okay? I'm preparing for the full moon in Sagittarius on the 3rd. And so make sure you're subscribed to the newsletter at TorchlightHouse.com, and then you can get a monthly reading, one card reading from me right there in the newsletter. Okay, you'll see all the upcoming astrology that is happening for the month of June. Okay, it is free. There's no catch. So yeah, catch us over at thelighthouse.com. All right, so let's get started. Frankie is here. I'm here. You're here. And we are thankful for each other and this exchange of energy. Okay, all reversals. Alrighty then. Cards to look for. Saturn, we're going to look for the Devil. The Sun, we're going to look for the Sun card. And what else? That's really it. Ace of Swords in reverse, King of Wands in reverse, followed by the Hierophant in reverse. I don't know what prompted me to draw 3 cards off top, but here we are, okay? No one is appreciating your ideas. No one is listening to you. They don't believe in you or your talent, or at least that's how you feel. And it's starting to become a little annoying, okay, that people aren't respecting your authority in certain areas. Okay. Because of this, you aren't able to even really express yourself fully. It's almost like in arrested development, stunted growth. Like, they don't take you seriously. They don't respect your authority, but they see you as lesser than. And it's probably because they see how strong your light is. And I mean, they're just trying to dim it. That's all. That's all. But that is going to change very, very soon. You feel like you got all the answers to all the problems and they just not listening to you. And the problems are just getting worse and worse and worse. And normally you probably wouldn't care, but the result of them not listening to you, it affects you directly or indirectly. Man, I didn't want all this. Ooh, then we get the Hierophant. Ooh, in the Tower. I didn't know it was 4 cards. Okay, hold up. Oh, yeah. Tower, like I just said, is directly or indirectly affecting you. Your intuition, you knew, obviously, High Priestess, you knew what was going to happen. You told them, even though maybe you couldn't prove it, you had that gut feeling, but you still, and that's probably why they didn't believe you, because you just had this knowing and there was no practical proof or anything that you could bring to anyone to kind of prove your point. And so they didn't listen to you. And no one was prepared for what happened next. It kind of took everybody by surprise. And that is so crazy, because last night I had a dream that I was in New York at this ad agency, and like literally the top, I could see out above from outside the top of the building fall off. Like, that is crazy. Wow. The Tower is Mars energy. And Mars, as I am recording this, is squaring off with the Sun, or is it Saturn? Let me see. May. Tuesday, Mars squaring off, with Jupiter. At 1:13 a.m. Mars is squaring off with Jupiter. Jupiter is the wheel of fortune, good luck, abundance, expansion, philosophy, travel. Okay. Keep that in mind. That's going to come back around. I feel it. 10 of Cups, Knight of Wands. So we went to the King to the Knight of Wands. I don't want to say you got demoted or your position is no longer the same post-Tower moment. But you are happy with where you are, because we go from King to a Knight. You still you are still in a great position, and you are happy with your new position as Knight, because it doesn't come with as much responsibilities. Okay. I mean, who doesn't like less responsibility and you still got clout? You know what I'm saying? It's like, Okay, let's work for me. And the Fool comes out accidentally. Okay, with the Queen. Okay, Queen of Cups and the Star card. So you're hopeful. Okay, which is good. It's always good. It's always stay hopeful. Okay. I want two. One for the Sun and one for Saturn, if you don't mind. And you know what? The Hierophant 5, that represents the 5th house, where the Sun is. The Hierophant and the Sun. The Sun is all about ego and identity. Maybe this tower had to happen because you were getting a little arrogant about, you know, like your ideas, and you just, maybe you thought you knew better than everyone else. And maybe you don't know as much as you think you know. Okay. Maybe that was just for some people. You let your ego get into it. You always have to exude humility. Even, I mean, it's just taking the higher road. That's all. Keeping a smile on your face, even in the face of adversity. Death. The Death card. Transition. It's going to be a change. It is going to be a change. Death is still a knight. Death is still a knight, and he still has a wand. His wand just happens to have a flag on the end. Okay? He is still a knight. And look at this. I mean, just look. I mean, this is the face-off right here. Ooh. I was thinking they were going to be this, but it's really this. But who looks more prepared? Death looks more prepared because he has his wand pointed, you know, like, is it jousting? Okay. The Knight of Wands don't even got his wand up. He's not even ready, and the horses are at full gallop, okay? Whew. But Death, did it come out in reverse? I think it did. But this is number 13. Scorpio energy, transformation. Pluto is currently retrograde right now. I believe in the sign of Pisces. But Death, what do you want? What are you saying? Transition, change. I mean, this is going to be a change for you. It's going to be a welcomed change, a change that you've kind of been waiting for. Not necessarily the demotion or reduced responsibility, but it's almost like you're retired. Like, ooh. You don't want to hang your number up in the rafters just yet, Carmelo. Anthony retired officially yesterday. So it's just a new role and a new something that you're going to have to get used to. I mean, you've been ready. You've been wanting this change. You just didn't know it was going to come in the manner in which it did. And it's funny because the tower is associated with Mars, which is co-ruler of Scorpio, which is represented by the Death card. Okay. All right, come on, come on, come on. Oh, I said I wanted one for the Sun and one for, but okay, but that didn't happen. But can I now get one for the Sun and one for Saturn? Can I get 2 cards, please? Give me 2 cards. That's one. 2 cards, 2 cards, 2 cards. And there you go. Ace of Cups. And 7 of Wands in reverse. Oh. There's going to be an offering. Cup runneth over. Dove. Symbol of hope. So overcome with emotion. Seven of Wands. Because you don't have to fight anymore. Oh, you're so overcome with emotion because the fight is over. The fighting is over. The battle between these two. It is over. It is over. But who won? If that is the squaring off, the Knight of Wands and the Death card, if that is the square off between the Sun and Saturn, what is the outcome of the square off? But what is the square off? Oh. Yeah, not being recognized for your talents. You probably tried to prove something to somebody. And it blew out of proportion. And that demotion, even though you don't like it, you're still emotionally fulfilled and you're just glad that the tower is over. The blow up is over. It happened the way it happened. But you're still happy that it happened because it probably had to happen. You probably had to try, because the Sun is in Gemini, remember. You tried to communicate your ideas and your perspective as best you could. And it just didn't go as well as you'd hoped. And you are just proud of yourself for even standing up for yourself. I mean, maybe you just asked for a raise or something. What's that? Saturn, you know, Capricorn energy, all of that has to do with career goals. You probably tried to move up. Oh, okay. You tried to move up. They didn't respect it. And you glad that you stood up for yourself when no one else would. You stood up to authority. Some of you let your ego get in the mix. That's why it went wrong for some of y'all. The other people, you probably didn't stand up for yourself enough and things fell apart. That's the tower moment. I mean, I know it's just so crazy. Like, oh, well, I stood up for myself and it didn't go the way I wanted. I stood up for myself and it went left. I didn't stand up for myself and everything fell apart. I stood up for myself and things went left. I mean, obviously, those would be the two extremes of standing up for yourself. But some of you, because we got the Empress and the Wheel of Fortune, some of you going to come out on top. The tables are going to turn. They are going to see you for your worth, your value. They are going to recognize what you bring to the table. And they're going to start listening to your gut more, your intuition, your hunches with no practical proof, okay? They're going to start, you know, because you got that light, you got that spirit, you know what I'm saying? You know how to pick them. And that Wheel of Fortune is wealth. June is a month for wealth. Thanks to Juno. Asteroid Juno, that's what the month of June is named for. This is the Jupiter, and then you have Venus energy. And it's funny because Saturn is the father of Jupiter and Neptune. And another planet that I can't think of right now. Four cardinal rules: have compassion and courtesy and temperance. Make sure you read your Bible, your Torah, whatever it is your religious text is. Be in touch, because the answers will be there. But tell people to recognize what you are worth. Let them know, okay, that you are worth more than what they are putting out. You deserve, honey. You really do. You're naturally abundant. That's why this Ace of Cups came out here. You are naturally abundant. You got 10 cups, but you still was able to bring in another one. 11 cups. Who has 11 cups? You can't even hold 11 cups. And then we just end up with the Wheel of Fortune. And I mentioned, what did I say is going to come up later? That might come up later. The 5th house Hierophant thing. But I mentioned Jupiter before. I know I did. Oh, because Mars squaring off with Jupiter. I think that's it. We got 2, 3, which is 5. Back to the Hierophant. Everything leads back to the Hierophant in the 5th house. 5th house. Children, family, legacy. Trying to build a legacy for your family, which is why you probably felt like you needed to speak your piece and actually say something and get recognized. And that's why we got the 10 of Cups with the kids and the house and the Yep. And the High Priestess with that crescent moon there. So we know aspect energy builds up. Like I said, it will peak on Sunday. And then by the time the full moon in Sag rolls around on the 3rd, which is Saturday. Saturn day, okay? So, yes, be passionate, be professional, and purposeful. 3 P's, baby, is all I got. All right, I will see y'all when I get back, okay? And see you next time. Peace.